On one hand, we have a fully stacked roster ready to win now, but on the other hand, our biggest missing piece remains under center. Our general manager just dropped a massive hint regarding who will start Week 1 after a revealing preseason opener. The battle between our veteran and our rookie took a sharp turn following a costly mistake on the field. You absolutely need to hear this latest report. Please like, subscribe today, and stay until the end. Deshaun Watson is being prepared by general manager Andrew Berry to take the field as the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns when the regular season opens in September. Having navigated a difficult 22-month absence from competitive football, my observation is that Watson remains the primary focus for the organization, despite a preseason opener against the Chicago Bears that featured both positive and concerning indicators. While he successfully led the offense on a drive resulting in a touchdown, the performance was notably conservative, characterized by a single fumble and a clear avoidance of any throws beyond 10 yards. Does this modest outing truly validate the decision to move forward, or is it simply a necessary step after such a long layoff? The bottom line here is that Berry clearly prefers Watson over the younger options currently on the roster, especially after seeing rookie Shedeur Sanders struggle with a ball that slipped during a costly interception attempt against the Chicago backup defense. Many fans feel a deep sense of unease watching these developmental hurdles, particularly because quarterback remains the most glaring missing piece for an otherwise competitive roster. It is hard to ignore the broader organizational strategy, as speculation persists that Berry might eventually pivot toward a fresh prospect in the 2027 draft where the team holds 2 high-value first-round selections. For now, the coaches appear committed to their veteran, yet I find myself questioning whether this path is truly sustainable long-term. Are we witnessing a bridge strategy intended to protect the future? Or is the team simply hoping for a lightning strike of success from a player who has not consistently looked like his old self? The next few days of practice represent a vital window, but unless Sanders demonstrates something unexpected, the current direction is set. Why would the organization put so much weight on a single preseason outing against the Chicago Bears? My perspective on the situation is that general manager Andrew Berry views the veteran's specific ability to execute a disciplined drive as the baseline for success after such a lengthy 22-month layoff. While the performance included a fumble and limited downfield aggression, it remains the gold standard compared to the younger options currently in the quarterback room. The truth is, the coaching staff is searching for stability rather than perfection, and they believe this approach offers the highest floor for their immediate competitive needs. Consider the alternative. The rookie Shedeur Sanders struggled visibly with his grip, blaming a ball that slipped from his hand during that interception against the Chicago reserves. That moment highlighted the steep learning curve Sanders must navigate before he can be considered a reliable alternative. Does the front office honestly trust a rookie to manage the offense right now? It seems highly unlikely. Consequently, my read on the front office is that they are insulating themselves by prioritizing the veteran for the Week 1 start, unless something drastic changes in the upcoming practice sessions. Looking further down the road, this remains a calculated maneuver rather than a long-term endorsement of the current signal caller. By holding on to 2 first-round selections for the 2027 draft, Berry keeps his options open for a total reset if this temporary bridge strategy fails to produce wins. It is clear that the team identifies the quarterback position as their most significant liability on a roster that is otherwise ready to contend immediately. Whether this gamble pays off or simply delays the inevitable, the decision to stick with the veteran for the start of the season appears to be the firm, internal direction. Transitioning from the events of the preseason opener, I want to take a closer look at what this specific commitment to a veteran signal caller means for the franchise. Let's be real, the decision to push toward a Week 1 start for the veteran, despite those early wobbles against the Chicago defense, suggests that Andrew Berry is prioritizing a level of functional safety over high ceiling potential. What this means for the immediate depth chart is that the rookie, Shedeur Sanders, essentially finds himself buried in the development pipeline until he can prove his ball security is not a liability. Does this move effectively close the door on any potential competition for the starting role? For now, my view is that the coaching staff has made a choice to lean on experience to protect their existing roster investments. Looking ahead to the schedule, this approach could either provide the necessary stability to win early games or potentially highlight the same limitations that have plagued the passing attack. Every snap becomes a test of that trust. If the offense cannot generate vertical threats, the division rivals will certainly take notice, tightening their coverage and daring the team to throw deep. My concern is that while this choice offers a perceived floor for the season, it does not necessarily lift the ceiling high enough to challenge for a deep playoff run. The shadow of the 2027 draft looms large, and having those 2 first-round picks provides a unique safety net if this bridge strategy fails to produce immediate results. I truly believe that unless the team sees significant growth in the coming week, they are simply buying time. How long can an organization wait before the most important position on the field stops being a constant concern and starts becoming a true asset? Prioritizing immediate stability, General Manager Andrew Berry is steering towards starting Deshaun Watson for the Week 1 opener. Having seen Watson navigate a challenging 22-month hiatus, the front office clearly values his veteran poise over the current internal alternatives. His preseason drive against the Chicago Bears, while conservative, established a baseline of functionality that the organization simply cannot ignore. What makes this even bigger is the glaring contrast provided by rookie Shadir Sanders, whose costly interception against the Chicago backup defense underscored the raw reality of his development curve. Does this decision provide the necessary veteran floor to win, or is the team simply delaying a painful transition? The counter-argument is starkly obvious to anyone watching the tape. Avoiding downfield throws beyond 10 yards leaves the passing attack vulnerable and predictable for division rivals. My honest take here is that this approach is fundamentally limited. While it buys the staff time, it does not address the lack of vertical explosiveness required to compete for a championship. NFL analysts observe that the Browns find themselves in a precarious spot where both Watson and Sanders appear as stopgap options rather than definitive long-term solutions. The speculation regarding the 2027 draft, where the franchise possesses 2 high-value first-round picks, suggests that Berry is already planning a potential reset if this bridge strategy fails to produce wins. With the roster ready to contend in almost every other phase, quarterback remains the primary missing piece. I believe pinning the season on a veteran just getting his legs back is a calculated gamble, though I remain skeptical that it provides more than a temporary fix. Can this team afford to wait for growth while their window for success is clearly open right now? Time will tell, but the immediate path forward is locked in. When I synthesize the current state of the front office plans with the outlook for the coming months, a clear picture of the organizational strategy takes shape. My takeaway is that Andrew Berry is prioritizing a veteran floor over rookie volatility to navigate the start of the schedule. This decision is essentially a hedge against the unknown. Now here's the thing, while this cautious path buys the franchise time, it highlights the lack of a definitive, long-term answer at the most important position on the roster. The broader strategy seems to rely on the hope that this bridge approach holds